It's recording?
Are we both recording? That's right. Yeah, I got that recording.
Okay. Yeah, we're up.
Right. Well, shit. What's up, guys?
I feel like I got suckered into this. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, right?
It's a beautiful thing.
We never got a yes. Like, do you want to be on the show?
No.
I'm not too sure. It's time.
Twee's like, hey, we got food, man. Just come in for a minute. It'll be cool, you know. Oh, here's the microphone. What happened here?
That's how we roll.
Just throw a mic in the face, and there you go, man. Well, hey, Professor, what's going on?
You know, I'm a little nervous. I grew up watching Tomato Camp Perham and Queen Bee and Dre. And now I'm here.
And here you are. You made it to the big show.
That's
Tomato
right.
Can Jiu Jitsu.
Yeah, right? Don't mind our floors. Don't mind.
Yeah, we got a new setup, and we're actually going to try something new this week. So, Chris and I were talking last night, and we're like, to avoid these dead times, we're going to designate Lay as our Google guy.
Okay.
And he's just going to find some off-the-wall shit, right? And the thing is, no matter if we know about it or not, we're just going to pretend like we're professionals.
Yeah.
Right? We're just going to know the hell out of everything.
We're just going. We're just gonna go at it like we know what the fuck we're talking about.
Right.
Obviously, will not on most of this shit, but
Yeah, the preface is
we might learn something along the way. You
we
know
probably
what I mean?
won't know shit about anything that's going to be thrown out. So that's just the buffer. And
These are some big shot glasses.
Yeah, a couple of those are like I'd fill up the regular ones first.
And then pour them in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Some of these aren't real shit.
No, they're candle holders.
It's from a game.
They're candle
no, they're
holders.
candle holders.
They're candle holders.
That's how we do it, man.
Oh man, we've designated
This
these.
is how it goes on a tomato can experience. Damn, yeah, I was gonna say that's still not very different, huh?
Yeah, it did.
So that's cool though.
Alright, I'm not doing them that
Just
much.
keep going.
We'll split it.
Just keep going. You pick, man. There we go.
Make sippers.
We've had that bottle forever now.
Not after I'm done pouring shots. There we go. I'll keep talking. Don't stop on my behalf.
So interesting. I know.
Spilling all over your table.
It's all good. All good, man. We're going under a remodel. I like this new setup though. I think it's it makes everything more central.
Yeah,
You know,
it
we
looks
got
nice.
some weird ass camera angles.
Yeah, this will be better overall, I think. Like before
I
we were
gotta
going this
see
way,
when that, and plus
and
it's
we were
just
doing
good,
that,
so
everything was a weird angle.
Did you see the transition strip?
Hey, how about them Broncos, huh?
Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it.
Nah, we live here.
Yeah, we're live. We're live.
Make me wanna.
The
Go for
Broncos
it.
aren't having a great year this year, but got to stick with them, man.
That's all right.
Unfortunately, we play the Chiefs on Sunday night this week, so hopefully we don't get extremely embarrassed.
Yeah,
There's one up here for you, Simon.
I need Pat Mahomes to do good.
Oh, that was an extra.
Yeah, how about that fantasy football? We'll
Dude,
talk about that instead,
I am
man.
limping through right now, man. I am limping
I'm
through.
definitely taking the.
You know what? I messed up though because
All right, guys, salute. Welcome, Professor.
Hey,
cheers, late. All right, cheers, everybody.
I'm done.
Boy.
What is that?
Basil Age.
I like it.
I've never had that.
Tastes about $50.
Yeah, you have.
Well,
more than that.
When we first popped it.
That's right. I knew that. I've never had this in my life. Yes.
Except for the last time.
Except for the last time I did it. This is nice. Let me get a bottle of that. Speaking of bottles, what about that? $50,000 bottle.
Oh shit! I saw that.
Did you see
man.
that at Costco or whatever
Yeah.
it was?
Mm.
Costco has a $50,000 bottle.
Yeah, they got a
Yeah.
$50,000 bottle of
Double Claret?
yeah, was that what it was?
I
Macallan?
see it
The
first.
Macallan?
Yeah. You sent it, right, Chris?
Yeah.
So I thought it was 5,000 is what I saw originally, and I was like 5,000. I'm game for that. Like if a bunch of us pitch in, I'm game. So that's what I said. I was like, I'm game.
Yeah.
And then I saw a $9,000 one to the right of it, and I was like, well, why are we gonna do the? Let's just do the 9. So I was about to do that, and I was like, wait, why would he do that? And I looked back at the price and realized it was 50,000. I was like, oh, I'm not game at all anymore.
We're gonna need a bunch of people.
Yeah, $49,999 for
They got it like in a diamond display case
yeah, it's
or
like
what?
it's all locked up in the display case right there and shit. And like Andre was saying, right next to like 3 other bottles or something that are all one's 5,000, one's like 8,000. You know, it's like I think 63 years old. Yeah.
I wonder if you can tell though. You know?
Yeah, I know.
That's
Yeah.
why I thought it was worth buying. You know, like when it was 5, I was like, let's try this. But I think what we should do is float it past Johnny. He's a big spender right now.
Right? Yeah.
That's right, man.
Yeah, he could probably front us the bottle. You know what I mean?
Pocket change.
Right.
Pocket change. Yeah.
I tell you what, if we ever make that big time sponsor money out tomato cans, that's what we'll
right,
do.
man.
We'll take we'll take 50 grand of
there
that
you go.
shit, and we'll buy a bottle of that.
Hey, Basil Hayden.
and that bottle will be sitting here on this counter.
That's right.
So until then, Basil Hayden, step your game up.
That's right. I got an application in for Fleshlight.
Yeah, there you go. Boom. Boom.
Fleshlight will happen, man.
We need some sponsors over here. You know what I mean?
Political career over.
Yeah, go ahead and do me a favor and pull that mic up a little closer. You know.
I got closer. Face it right here.
That's good though.
In my face.
Makes it easier. I don't have to fucking try to grab all the volume out.
I
You know
got
what
it.
I mean?
Well, hey, when I'm talking into it, it doesn't show.
Oh, well,
It does.
we got 4 channels,
it's the
so
bottom line.
yeah, we got 4 channels also, so we can't see all of them up on the screen right now.
I got some important shit to say, so.
All right, we'll start going. What'd you got to say?
Lay, what's that topic you looked up right there?
You want to hear what I got to say?
Like Drake?
There's a candle. Wait,
That's new shit. That is that new
All right,
stuff,
all right.
Wow. Wait, smells like him, like his body? Or like the cologne he wears?
Like him.
Wow.
Like if you light that candle, you would think that he's in the room.
Hey,
It's a candle?
we need to pitch in.
Okay.
and
smells
get
like
one of
Dreezy,
those.
huh? Yeah.
I say it's at least $50 per candle.
I think it's more.
Oh, it's good.
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait.
Wait,
Don't
wait,
say
wait,
it yet. Don't
Max,
wait. Yeah.
let's
Okay,
all-
you said 50?
$50.
All right.
I'm going to say 200.
200.
That's too much, man.
That's Dreezy money,
I
though.
think right there around the $80 or $90.
Well, which one?
$89.99.
89.
Man, you guys got some expensive candles.
Yeah, I was
I'm going
gonna
with
say.
30.
What is
30.
Actually, it makes it seem like mine's really high. Can I
Hey,
just-
how?
You said 200,
The
right?
real question is, how much do you guys value another man's scent?
I think for Dreezy, I think for Dreezy, man, I bet you people are gonna spend about $74. $74.
$89.99.
I'm switching mine. Can I switch it?
Yes.
200 though, man.
You might have been right though. He's looking at you like,
It's like, you sure you want to do that?
200 it is. Let's do it. Let's see what it is.
he's like,
And price is $80.
$80.
Was that Tweety?
Wait, who said?
I went over.
I said 70. What 74? Yeah, it says
You said
74.
89.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, how do you guys know so? You guys are pretty
Dude,
close, man.
I ain't gonna lie. There's already one on the way. There's already one on the way. Hey.
We are on camera right now.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
probably should have
So
closed
wait.
that door, huh?
If it smells like him, though, isn't he wearing somebody else's like cologne, so it'd be smelling
Yeah, he
like
smells
something
like
else,
Christian Dior, so we get Drake smelling like Christian Dior, right? So it's a little bit of
That's what
both.
I'm saying.
That's it, man.
We don't even know how it smells like though.
How are you gonna know that it smells like him?
What do you
man?
think? What do you
He's
think?
like probably like
Come on, man.
He's sampling things and proving
Don't
this
you
too,
know?
right? So it's like that smells kind of good. Yeah, that's me.
It's one of those things where you just know, man.
What would you
don't
think
know,
Drake
maybe
smelled
figure
like?
it out.
What would you think he smelled like?
Man.
I'd say frankincense.
I'm thinking like 3 flowers.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yes.
I remember that.
Oh man.
Oh, Reeves got the activator in there, man. Oh shit! Damn, that's old school. Old school.
So if you could make a candle that smelled like you, would you do it?
Oh man.
Man, that's a tough one.
Yeah, right.
Was this before or
I'm
after?
trying to think.
jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, right.
During jujitsu.
Yeah, right. This is like that
That's what we should do. We should
cool
get
down period
candles-
jujitsu, right?
Candles that smell like us during jujitsu.
Jesus. They'd all smell like ball sweat,
Oh
man.
my god.
That's all
Candle
that's.
that smells like Rolo's belt, man. Man, that thing is raw, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you wash your belt?
I do. I'm a black belt, so I have to a little bit. Not too often though.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
as much as I should.
Right. I try not to watch it too much, but now the way it's been like this year and shit, I feel like I should watch it more. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I kind of Leslie is always telling people like, "Hey, I don't watch it. It's tradition." I'm like, man, maybe
Yeah.
we adapt over time. Why are we not adapting with some things?
I didn't know MRSA was a tradition.
Right.
You know what I mean?
If it doesn't stink, man, you're not going to be good at jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Dude, I did not wash mine at white belt at all.
No, I didn't either.
I did not.
Yeah.
Not
I got
one
those
time.
4 hanging up in the bathroom. None of them have ever been washed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
White, blue, purple, brown, black.
Well,
My
Actually,
blue
the
was
white
washed
belt's
at blue.
actually in posture.
Yeah. Oh, really? You got to stand in, huh?
Yeah. I never had a white belt.
Oh.
you never had a white belt?
Straight to blue.
Blue. That's gangster.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you
Started
mean now?
now.
You know how people like skip grades in school?
You took the test.
He just walked in the gym.
Oh, you did
Talented.
the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu online, right?
Yeah, the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu online. They shipped me my blue belt,
You passed the test, blue belt, boom.
Right, man.
Dude, I tried that and they still didn't send me a blue belt.
Damn.
Yeah, I got my blue belt all no-gi. So on my standards, there's no way I'd be a blue belt. But during that time, I was like, I was a blue belt.
How long ago was that?
That was probably 2006 when I got my blue belt.
Yeah. 14 years.
Man, that makes so much sense now.
What? That I was never a white belt?
No,
Like, that's why he sucks, man. He never even went through the white belt tiers.
Never heard.
No, when you hear the amount of time that somebody else has been training and you think about the amount of times that you've been choked out, submitted, it like makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? Like, man, that's a lot of knowledge. And
It's a lot
but
of
then you feel
pain.
like if you're going every day, you're like, well, I'm picking up on some of this. So it should go right for me some of the time, but it doesn't.
Right.
You know?
Oh, I know, man.
Hmm?
Getting ready to jump back in the tank again for the 3rd time. So,
Yeah, it'll be good though, man. That's good.
It'll be good for you.
We promised happy dreams.
Right.
It's gonna be better this time.
I'm confident
Come
this time. This time I waited at least a week of no pain, man, to go back.
Right.
Last 2 times it was like the day after no pain. I was like, oh, I'm ready.
I'm ready. Yeah. We'll see how it goes, man. I'm fingers crossed. I miss seeing you in there every day.
Yeah, so I was officially invited tomorrow, so I think I might start.
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Gonna hit up tomorrow?
Oh yeah.
11 a.m.?
11 a.m.
All right.
Twee and I don't know nothing about that, man.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you think about the deplorable group that we got here, right?
You know,
The-
since I started jiu-jitsu, like, there's always been a special group. Ours just happened to meet at 6:30 on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Some might say short bus. No, we call it Dark Art Society. You know? We're trying to teach Brian as many illegal moves we can since he's a white belt, but not to use them, you know.
Yeah, I'll be introducing him to the flat earth tomorrow. So
I thought you meant like
look into it.
The flat earth.
I thought you were talking about like smashing him onto the ground. You heard it here first.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. New setup. By the way, B is a flat earther now. No.
Man, you don't know it's not flat. How do you know? Have you been to space?
I'm not saying it's real.
Right.
I'm just saying look into it.
Right.
Those pictures in space are fake.
I could believe that.
That's what was that?
Man, did you guys see the Lay, look it up. Look into it, Lay. The where was it? In South America, the big satellite dish, or the dish that got destroyed, like the cable started breaking. Oh shit.
Oh.
Cables that are
Was
breaking.
that
Yeah,
an
so
attack or what?
yeah, no, it wasn't an attack. They're saying it was like maybe like a structural design or an engineering design, but it's one of the big dishes we use to send radio signals and stuff out to outer space to get information back, and it got destroyed.
How?
Like it started breaking. So it started like a month ago or a couple months ago. One of the cables broke, and then just the other day, more of the cables broke, and it destroyed it.
Where is this at?
This,
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the story that they tell you, right? You know what the real story is they opened a Pornhub over there and they flooded the bandwidth, man.
Right. They have like drone video of it,
Right.
because it was crazy. They had drone video examining it, examining what it was doing at the time.
Like a drone on the satellite?
They had multiple drones just
Just flying
looking,
above,
yeah,
probably.
looking down at it and looking at it from different views, just looking at the whole thing right whenever it actually like snapped. So it caught it all on camera, everything like snapping and this whole thing just breaking.
Did it fall out of the sky?
Well,
What
it wasn't.
does it do?
So part of it's
in
suspended.
space, so it just floats off?
No, it's a satellite, right? Or not a satellite. It's a dish that
Oh.
shoots into space.
Oh.
So part of it that's hanging over it, it's like suspended by cables, and that part, the cable started snapping, and when it started snapping, that whole part dropped, and then it all fell into the dish, you know, and then like the whole dish just got crumbled. It was crazy. It's and that was actually one of the, I can't remember like what they use it for exactly, but that was one of the majorly used dishes that we use to send signals to and from outer space. So
Lay, we got a fact check on this. It sounds like you're making this up.
look into it. I'm just saying, look
I
into
like my
it.
Pornhub theory better, man.
Right.
It flooded the bandwidth. It couldn't handle, man.
What kind of data are they moving back and forth? It's just images? Or?
No, I want to say that one was like radio signals, but I'm not sure. There's a bunch of different, you know what I mean? A lot of them send up different signals and stuff. I think that one was measuring and monitoring radio signal, though. I can't be sure, but that's what we got Lay.
That's right.
I'm sure the Space Force will figure it out.
Yeah, right. Dude, Space Force, man.
Dude, I'm switching over.
Dude.
I've been in the Air Force.
Have you already looked into it? I mean,
I haven't
like,
looked
what do you
into
got to do? Is there a Space Force Reserves? Can we, like,
I know,
you
that's
know
what I'm
I mean?
saying. I'm like, I'm Space Force.
What do we got to do to become a part of Space Force?
I don't know.
I want to be smart, man. That's NASA, bro.
You think we could petition? You think we could petition to get like Jiu Jitsu to be a part of the requirements to go to space?
Space Force.
Like, if you wanted to be a part of Space
You gotta
Force,
stay fit.
you know?
Jiu-Jitsu should be a requirement for life.
Well, I mean, Andrew Yang, what he was saying, like
Yang
for the Yang, but like he was saying, what police officers should be a purple belt, you know?
I mean, it's crazy to me to think like, this is one of those moments I wish I wouldn't have started talking on camera, but
You're gonna finish that
Let's
point.
Let's hear.
Yeah.
I know, let me-
Where were you going with that? That's all I want to know. Where were you going?
But so like you're like charged with defending and like, and it's amazing to me that you have like a majority of the force that is kind of defenseless,
Yeah.
right? Like even like their weapons training and stuff, like it's shocking to me. You know, like if you think, like most people, you choose to do something like that, especially when you know you're going to be in dangerous situations, you want to be the very best at it.
Right.
Why you be the very best if you don't know how to defend yourself, or better yet, hurt somebody else?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that's crazy to me that it's not already part of the training.
Yeah.
You know, not just like, well, like the dudes from the military come in and like, hey, have you ever rolled before? And they're like, oh no, I've done a little bit of combatives, and you're like, okay, you know, like it's just crazy to me. Or like, why isn't it part of like more training in the military or whatnot? Now I get it, like guns, war, and things like that, but overall, like, especially with officers, it just seems crazy to me. Like, you don't know how to like sustain somebody on the ground for long periods of time.
Right.
And then you think about the fact, like, we train every day and we still make tons of mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
So then you got these people with video cameras that are supposed to not make any mistakes when they're in a live fight, and they don't even train to fight.
Exactly.
It's
High pressure situation.
yeah, it's a no-win situation, really, you know.
Yeah. But yeah,
That's
man,
tough.
I think I won't even put a belt level, like, because right, it takes different. You
Right.
should train to fight.
Well, we even had somebody that we train with that had an incident, you know, like very recently.
We've had a few people over the course of since I've been training
Yeah,
that are officers that have had
still.
incidents. One of the guys I know, like, it was actual like combat, like fist fight kind of thing, and was like concussed badly. You know?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's weird. It was weird. I'll talk about it in a minute, but it was like I heard about it and I was immediately like sad, but I was kind of mad because, like, man, it was the person that maybe their attendance wasn't always the best. Yeah. And it's like you put yourself in that situation when you clearly had a different choice to like meet that moment with your best.
Yeah.
You know, and it you know, you think of like, yeah, with officers and stuff, it affects so many people.
Mm-hmm.
And here I am, just a friend of this person. But yeah, I think it should be mandatory, like absolutely, or something that's effective. You know, we're all biased to jiu-jitsu because it is the best, but
I can see a small problem with that though. If you make it mandatory, I think like they'd be training all the time and they'll be more police officers.
Yeah, but the thing is like in the military, like you have like your fitness standards. So like usually it's like kind of customary 3 times a week you have to go out and train.
Yeah.
Like, why not have the same thing? At least 3 times a week you go train. I'm not saying just jiu-jitsu, maybe a few different disciplines, but definitely, like, you look at MMA, everybody knows jiu-jitsu, you kind of have to.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know, so it has to be a staple of it at least.
Yeah.
Even if it's just like training yourself to be able to think during a high pressure situation. Like
Sure.
that's what jiu-jitsu is doing, is putting you under fire where you could get caught in something that somebody could kill you with, you know,
Right.
but you got to think like, okay, which hand's the choking hand? How do I escape? Which way, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, it makes things slow down for people that would be in the job, like in a high pressure situation, in a life or death situation, you know?
Well, I was just talking about with Coach Will, you know, his pressure's gotten pretty sickening, and I kind of freeze in moments with it, and that's training. I don't know. I'm not going to do the math, but at least over 5 years, and I'm freezing for a second. Like, what if you don't train
Right.
at all? You know, like you get in a situation like that. So yeah, it's just about making it second nature, at least like having some level of confidence that's not fake. You know, like I think the worst thing is having fake confidence, but I don't know. I can't understand it. Why they'd even make a personal decision not to train, to be honest.
Yeah.
What you got, Mike?
There's a guy named Adolf Hitler that won the election in Namibia.
His name's Adolf Hitler.
Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, right. All right.
Nice.
Hey, first of all, where's Namibia?
Which continent? Or
South Africa.
South Africa.
He's a black man.
He's a black
He's
man.
a black man, and
Adolf
he's named
Hitler.
Adolf Hitler, and he won an election.
Wait.
They must not have access to like regular
Did
news or
he,
something.
was he named that at birth, or did he legally change his name?
His father named him that birth.
Wow.
And his last name is Hitler?
How old is he?
Middle name Adolf Hitler Unonia.
Adolf Hitler
Wait, is there a hyphen?
Unonia.
What?
Man.
Wow.
You won by 1,200 votes.
Okay.
Does he have a mustache?
Is there
Yeah. Is there a picture of it?
What are you saying about mustaches?
Nothing, man. Nothing. I had one last week, but the wife said
Yeah,
no
I was
go.
gonna say,
man.
what happened? What happened?
The wife
man?
shut it down.
Dude, I like it.
I wasn't digging it.
I like it.
I wasn't digging
You
it.
weren't digging the stash,
I wasn't
man.
digging the stash, man.
I forget that I have a stash, and
Yeah.
like people look at me like I think that it's cool, and I don't think it's cool. I know I look like an idiot,
But that's the point.
but like then I forget that people are looking at me because I look like an idiot, and I'm like, huh.
You gotta wear it proudly. You know what I mean? You gotta
you
wear
look,
it
you're
proudly.
all right with
I
the
like
stash,
it.
you know, but
I
me,
like it, man. I like
I'm
it.
pretty awkward with the stash.
Yeah, I feel like I could like knock on the door, ring the doorbell, and be like, "I'm here to fix the pipes." You know?
Yeah.
Come in.
I might try it again. I'll try to reverse Hitler.
Right.
Shot the middle.
Just right here.
Just leave the two ends.
I used to do that in high school when I was
Yeah.
like trying to grow a mustache. You know how it like gets thicker on the outside first. So when it got close enough, I was like, well, if I just trim it down a little bit.
I think that's called the Adolf Hitler in a guango.
Hey, did that guy have that? Lay, did he have that? Did he have just the little stash there?
Damn.
He like goes full 100%. He's like, fuck it.
Yeah. Mine looked more like the Three Musketeers because it was so thin. But
My
Yeah.
parts, like right here in the middle, it just naturally goes left to right.
Oh, I
You
guess
know what I
that's
mean?
nice.
Yeah. So I don't have to do much. Yeah, just
What would possess a parent to name their child that name?
Adolf Hitler.
That's
Adolf
Yeah, that's
Hitler.
great. That's like purposeful, right?
Right.
It has to be.
A
But
black
he's
man.
yeah, I was gonna say he's an African man, right? That so why would you do that?
That's
Unless
weird.
I mean I don't know.
Drugs are bad.
Yeah. Okay.
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 Maybe his ex-wife was Jewish or something. He's getting paid back.
I knew a guy in high school. His name was BJ Dick.
Nice.
Dead serious.
Wow.
I was like, man, his parents.
Your parents just screwed you for life.
For life. I know. Like imagine like just trying to get a job. BJ Dick.
That's gotta be about one of the worst names you could possibly
Oh,
have.
man.
You know what I mean?
You can't do anything about the last name, but you don't have to head it like that.
Exactly.
See what I did there? Head it like that.
Like old BJ Dick.
Yeah. But yeah, that it's like, man, some people like I was like, that's purposeful. Has to be.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
I thought about naming my son Bennington Remington Pennington. I'm like, there's no way this guy can't be rich if I do that.
He's got to be accepted.
Third.
The third. Esquire. Esquire. Dude, he would have been accepted into every club. Every club.
Right?
Dude.
Like, dude, you're like born with a butler at that
Right.
point.
If I was gonna have a son, I wanted to name him Shooter Tex. Shooter Tex. I don't know. I like that name. Yeah, what's that?
You'd have been on the show. We'd be like, who does that?
Yeah, right? Who does that?
Man, it's not too late.
I know,
That's all he
right?
wants to be Shooter Text.
Yeah, right. Wow, man. Speaking, god dang, these girls, she's like almost 13. She's more political than I am. You know what I mean? It's crazy to
Does she have the same beliefs as you or different?
she's even like farther left than I could even imagine.
Where
you
you're
know?
like, what?
Yeah, there's a couple of things where I'm like, you need to just shut up. You know what I mean? But
Give an example, man. Put her on blast.
man, I don't know. So, no, man, why you got to do this to me?
On the other hand, you got Sadie walking around singing WAP, right?
Yeah, no, they both still like to. They love that song actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
What
my God.
song?
WAP?
I don't know that one.
You don't know that
I
one?
mean, I stay off the internet.
Oh
I don't
man.
know.
Hey, speaking of which, we'll get to that. I mean, WAP. I say WAP is awesome. No, it's not.
What is WAP? What's the stand
It's
for?
wet ass pussy.
Hey, oh,
You know what I mean?
don't pay that later.
Did you look it up?
Who is it? It's Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion. Speaking of which, Megan Thee Stallion, man, that's my rap queen right now, man.
She's your spirit animal right there. I can see that.
Body yada 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 yada.
Dude, I like her, man. She does what she wants to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She got shot too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Hey, look up who shot Megan Thee Stallion.
Who shot you?
Dude, everybody, like all these rappers are getting shot lately.
Donnell shot her.
Dude, there's a lot of them getting shot.
Donnell shot her, man. For the payback. Oh shit, dude. She was making such a big deal about it, man. He got shot in the finger.
Yeah, or she got shot in the foot or something,
Let
right?
me get shot in the finger and see how big a deal it is. That's a big deal, man.
Yeah, Donnell, right?
Tory Lanez. You know what that is?
Tory Lanez.
Tory Lanez.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that. I mean, I heard that.
Yeah, that's like he's another,
Sounds
it's a
like
rapper
white
or
chick
something
from
or another
OC.
artist, I think.
It's with a Z, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that changes things.
Yeah, but he shot Megan. He shot Megan Thee Stallion, bro.
What? He shot?
Yeah.
Wait, that's a he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is
Wow.
what's the story there? What happened?
He shot her in the foot.
Yeah, in
Shot-
the foot.
oh.
Like, is this recent?
Yeah,
On
not too
purpose
long
or-
ago.
They don't know the whole story yet.
Okay.
Oh.
Nobody's saying shit.
Yeah.
But
I
she
know.
got shot.
Wow.
It's because the WAP wasn't happening, man.
Right? She was like, bring the bucket and the mop. And he was like, no,
It was
fuck
the
that.
Dry ass pussy. You got shot.
That's some dap. That's some whap. That's some dap. Welcome to the show.
Professor's over in the corner, like. So anyway,
How
you
do we
did
come
get
back from
gaffled
that?
into this, and you're sitting over on the end against your will. I'm going to reiterate that for all the fans across the world.
This
Can't wait
episode
till our
isn't
next
going
one.
jujitsu deep.
I know, right?
I don't think we're getting deep into jujitsu tonight.
Let's talk about it. I remember the scariest moment was when I beat Professor in cornhole, and I was like gloating, and he was like, "Just wait till Monday." I didn't show up to class on Monday.
Done. It's over.
I win twice.
You know what we should have is a cornhole tournament.
I never understood the rules to that game, man.
You should get it in the hole.
Just get in the
Yeah,
hole.
just get in the hole.
That's what she said.
Closest to the hole or in the hole. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, you should get it on the board or in the hole.
Mm.
Yeah,
I got all the boards at the house.
Yeah, I got a couple boards at home too.
yeah, it's a fun game.
Yeah,
I would watch that professionally if somebody got real good at it.
right. They have a cornhole league, man.
Do they?
Yeah.
Like local? Like the
Yeah, well, there's multiple local ones. I mean, you could find a cornhole league.
we should do that. Something.
Actually, I know a guy that runs a cornhole league.
You would,
I
man.
do. I know a guy that runs a cornhole league. I ain't gonna lie, man.
I know a guy.
Does he have a rat tail?
No, he doesn't.
Full
He
mullet.
does not.
Full
But
mullet.
he builds cornhole
Not
boards.
anymore. He has a mustache now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, man, gotta keep it fresh. Change it up. You know what I mean? I like the stash though right now, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, the wife hates it. That's all right.
it's alright. She hated everything else too.
Exactly. Man. She hated the rat tail. Man, I really fucked up on the rat tail though, man.
What happened? When did you?
Well, I had it all the way up. Like, I had it all the way up until right before the pandemic. And I was like, new me, man. I'm going to change shit up.
Yeah.
And then I shaved it off. And then the pandemic happened. And that was my moment. You know what I mean? I could have had the stash and the rat tail.
And you know, I went to a Christmas concert for kids. I have a grandkid,
Oh,
you know,
jeez.
and I was going to watch him, man. And I look up like 3 rows in front of me, and there's a dude with a rat tail there just flaunting it, man. I've never been so proud to know Perham in my life. Like, he rocked that to a Christmas concert for kids.
I had that and
a sweater.
and an ugly Christmas sweater.
It wasn't even that ugly. It was like he was trying to like be professional with a rat tail.
My man.
It's like I'm serious in the front, but the party's in the back. You know what I mean?
Oh shit! It kills me that you've been saving it for like 2 years. And
Dude, exactly. I was just short of 2 years on it.
Oh, wow.
I was a few months short of 2 years on it.
Yeah, I think that was 2 years ago. Like that wasn't last year. I don't think.
Well, it was the beginning of the pandemic. Just short of the pandemic.
No, I'm saying when we went to the Christmas.
Oh
concert,
yeah.
Rat tail and training.
Yeah, that was RIT, right?
Yeah.
Rat and training.
What you should do is just grow this piece right here.
Yeah. Is that the side? I got like a single eyelash or eyebrow hair that's longer than all the rest.
Oh, yeah.
And the girls were always like, "You need to pull that." And I was like, "No, it's my wisdom eyebrow." You know what I mean? It's my wisdom brow.
Dude, I have a hair that's growing out on the outside of my ear. I pull it. And I'm like, I'm getting hair growing
Dude,
out of my ear.
Man,
No,
sucks
man.
getting old, huh?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I got hair that comes in both ears. I don't have a bunch of nose hair. That's like
Oh, that's the worst.
sometimes you see the people with the forests. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That shit cracks me up. I don't have that yet, but I definitely have. I gotta shave the ears now.
Yeah.
Like right here. and right here.
Oh, man.
I gotta do it. I gotta
Getting
do
old.
it. Yeah, I'm
It
old.
does suck getting old.
Yeah. If I were a Native American, my name would be Graybush Old Balls. But
You don't have to be Native American for that. Just start calling yourself that.
that's just my name.
You can
That's-
pull it off.
My name is Graybush Old Balls.
Sperm hand.
Hashtag sperm ham. I gotta be the only guy at the gym that has like 8 different names, huh?
Nah, a lot of people have a lot of names.
Right.
I know, huh? It's true. Don't go to Boa if you don't want a nickname.
Yeah, right. Gotta have a nickname, huh?
What you got, Lee?
Bodybuilder in Kazakhstan. He married a sex doll after 2 years of dating her.
Married a sex doll?
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
I heard
story.
about that
It's a
too.
big thing,
Yeah.
man, especially in Japan.
Yeah.
That's the truth, though.
And he like takes her places and shit too.
What's her name?
Her name is
Dolly.
Yes,
Because she never says no.
because she never says no.
Margot.
Margot.
Margot. I would never marry a Margot.
Nope. That ruined it for me.
Yeah, that was it. Notice none of us said that about I'd never marry a sex doll. It's Margot.
Nah, that name. The name is what put you out, right?
Well,
The
you said it's
names.
big in
I'm
Japan.
out.
It's big in Japan, you know, because I saw a story where there was a guy who was dating this girl, and then it looks like their life was at a standstill, and she wanted more, so she left, and then he was kind of like lost, and he just didn't want to go out there, and, you know, get back in the field. So he figured he wanted a relationship, but he doesn't want to feel that experience anymore.
Yeah.
So they have this like an app, a girlfriend app, where you can like, you know, call them, you talk to them, and you take them on movies and shit. And you have dates with them, and it's all on your phone. But the next upgrade on that is the sex doll.
So you could put.
Wait, could you upload it to the sex doll?
That's what I was saying.
I'm gonna assume you can. It's because the guys
That's
who do
crazy.
this, they know that the next
Sounds like
step
a
is
Black Mirror
the
Dude,
episode.
that's the generation below our kids with the way everything's going with social media.
Man, I'm like, dude, they don't go out.
That's the
That's like the next one.
That's our
right?
grandchildren.
Yeah, right? That's our grandchildren.
There you
Yeah.
go. Great grandchildren.
I hope. Hopefully, I'm dead by
You want to
then.
see my wife? I'm gonna show you my wife.
Hey girls, you better get it together. Get it together. We got options now.
Yeah, her name's Margot.
Margot. What happens when you need an upgrade?
Bodybuilder, man. Jeez.
Well, what's this bodybuilder look like, Lay? I mean, that could be anything.
Kazakhstan, probably could be.
He's pretty good. Yeah. Sure. Well, no.
Does he look normal?
Does he look like a carrot top?
Kind of looks like Chris, sort of.
Oh shit!
Yeah, you got a stash.
That explains it all right there.
There's no reason, man. There's no reason for that.
Go figure.
That's
Go
only
figure.
excusable.
Go figure. Yeah.
Man, that's sad.
No.
Let's legalize that next.
Damn, let's slang some dolls, man.
Dude, dolls.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I heard that they got like pretty realistic with them now, and they're fucking worth
It's
expensive, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, what's her name? Whitney Cummings.
Oh, yeah. She actually has a sex doll that looks just like her.
Yeah.
I'm assuming a porn star.
No, she's a comedian, actually.
She could be a porn star.
Wait, so she's a comedian?
Yeah. But she got one and she was like, she used it, actually, she had some bits with it, like talking about it, how crazy it is now that they look that real and shit, you know what I mean?
That's weird, man.
Yeah.
She got caught up in that Harvey Weinstein stuff too.
Is hers is like the full body, everything, right?
Yeah, I think
or is it
so.
just the head? I just remember seeing the head.
I think it's like a full body one.
Wow.
This is my life.
Nice.
That's what we do.
I don't know, that's a lot of pressure. I'm imagining if they're like coming out like dolls of myself. I would be so, that's one thing I'd be so picky about.
There you can get like
Then you spray it with the freaking Drake cologne.
There you go.
It'll be the Drake clone.
you get like have a
I'll be like, I don't look like that.
I can't.
By the time this doll came out, it would look like Denzel. A young Denzel. That's more like it.
That's my twin. Exactly.
Tall like Kobe.
Man.
Dang.
Well, good for him. Hope it was a nice
Yeah, good for him. Good for him. Dude, what do you do
What's
though?
crazy
Like,
though is that, oh man. Okay, well, what's crazy about it is that guy probably has a very peaceful life.
Yeah,
Goes
man.
to work, does what he wants,
arguments,
gets
no
to train jujitsu as much as he
Right.
wants to.
you think he takes her with him, or like takes her with him to the gym when he goes to deadlifts?
Or like to watch a movie or
You
something.
know what I
right?
mean? Like,
Couples lifting.
and you think he just like tosses her right next to the rack as his.
Dude, if
You
he's,
think she's a spotter for him?
I watched a documentary on that once. It was like, or maybe it was a movie where a guy was dating like a balloon person, like, you know, a blow up doll. Yeah, I think it actually was a
What
documentary.
the hell movie was that? I remember it.
Or was it a
Something like that.
I remember the movie Mannequin. You remember Mannequin?
I remember that's old school, man.
You don't remember Mannequin from like the 80s?
That's cool, man. That's a good movie.
You know what? It was a documentary actually because another person was in love with his car and would like make out with the car. You know, do other things with the car.
In the muffler.
This is how you spend your time, Andre.
This is how it's
You know, my kids watch Strange Addictions too.
That's crazy.
Speaking of sexy cars, man, you got a sexy car,
Oh,
That's all right.
dude. Beast.
It's all right. I mean, it's just faster than most cars. That's all.
It's aight. What year is it?
2019.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a Hellcat. But yeah, I built one online and then looked at how much that was. And I was like, well, now let me look at used ones. And it was the exact one that I built online, only it was used. And then I didn't know it was a red eye when I bought it, to be honest. I thought it was just a Hellcat, but it was a Hellcat red eye. And yeah, it's fast.
You drive it every day with the red key?
I only drive with the red key, actually.
Yeah, only.
Yeah,
Really?
I only drive with the red key.
Oh man, that's the way to go.
Yeah, you don't buy those cars to drive it.
It's like, fuck gas on my way to jiu-jitsu.
I'm taking Margot to jiu-jitsu right now.
Right? We got to get there quick.
But I only drive it like 3 times a week.
Yeah?
Yeah, I have to do like a Tetris thing to get out of the garage with it. So usually I'm like,
Dun, dun, dun,
I'm
dun,
always
dun,
late,
dun,
I'm
dun.
always late, so I don't have time to like move it. So it just sits in the garage mostly.
Yeah, man, I almost got a nap in the other morning when he had to open the doors.
Man, I was proud of myself. I was 5 minutes early. That's good, man. That was good.
Yeah, I was. I'm like, no, but yeah, that was.
Just fold down the seats in the back and stretch.
Yeah. Luckily, having the minivan, I got lots of room. I just started stretching out a little bit. Yeah, those minivans are the shit, man.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah.
It goes right with your mustache, dude.
Yeah, man. I could put Margot in the passenger seat. You know,
hide her under the like secret compartment too.
I got like the stowaway. Everything just folds down. It's all smooth. When they're not stowed away, Margot goes right in there, and everything's good.
Margot, I've never met a Margot before. Does anybody here know a Margot?
No. Actually, I did way back in the day. I did. Yeah.
Oh, let's talk about it.
Nah, I don't. I can't say much more than I went to school with her. You know what I mean? That's about as far as it goes.
Yeah, it is. Is Margot short for Margaret?
No, that's Peggy.
Peggy.
Or Meg.
I don't know why Peggy's short for Margaret.
No, it makes no sense. Or why Bob is short for Robert.
Robert. I always went, or Bill for William.
Wow,
Yeah, I never understood it.
There's not too many people named Billiam. Yeah, so.
Billard.
Yeah, right.
Billard Remington Pennington.
Yes, that should have been the name, Billard Remington Pennington the Third, Esquire.
PhD.
Yeah. This is a little known fact, and I don't like to bring it up, but it's been long enough that nobody's brought it up themselves. I do have a Juris doctor, and I noticed no one's calling me Dr. Dre.
Oh yeah.
Really?
That's a lot of it. It's just a lot of it.
Okay.
So you're literally, we could call you Dr. Dre.
Hey,
huh?
Dr. Dre lost his leg.
Yeah, I saw that.
You know about this?
What?
The Ed Lover Dr. Dre though.
The Ed
Oh,
Lover.
the other Dr. Dre.
Yo MTV Rap.
Yo MTV Rap.
Diabetes.
Diabetes probably.
Yeah.
It looked like it's all black.
Diabetes.
Oh, so it's not Dr. Dre.
It's
Dre.
Ed Lover and Dr. Dre.
It's Dre. He's not
It's
even
not
Dr. Dre.
DRE
That changes everything.
from the
I think
CPT.
it is Dr.
It
Dre.
is Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre and Ed Lover.
It's just the other Dr. Dre.
Dude, wouldn't that suck? Like you have a nickname and you are celebrity status, and then somebody else takes that nickname and don't think of you anymore with that
Right.
nickname.
Actually, since you joined that other group, I've been calling everyone Dre Day.
Everybody's hitting the Dre Day, like all these different moves.
Dre D?
Wait, which Dr. Dre came out first?
Ed Lover.
Ed Lover.
Ed Lover?
Dre.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
That was the one
yeah.
he knew first.
Because they would be on like Yo MTV Raps and shit,
Yeah.
like way back when.
Before
Way back.
NWA. Before.
Way back, yeah. Yeah.
Before Dr. Dre wore makeup and shit?
Right.
Dre Day used to be a sheep thing.
At the same time.
Dude, I heard who is it? Like Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, maybe it's Ice Cube, E40 and somebody else are making like a rap group.
Oh hell yeah!
Like no bullshit. Look that
Wow,
up.
really?
Look that up,
Snoop
Lake.
Lion.
Yeah, Snoop
Is he
Lion.
still?
Well, no, I don't think it's Snoop Lion anymore. I think
No?
it's, and you know what? I was wondering that the other day
No,
when they
I
had
think he
the
abandoned that when that album sold 3
Right.
copies.
Yeah, exactly. He dropped it. Because you see, like, even, like, they call him Snoop Dogg on the Roy Jones-Mike Tyson
Yeah, I
fight.
was ready to say that performance, man.
Hey,
is
I heard he was
talented.
good. Did you
it
guys
was
watch
good.
it?
Yeah, it was good.
Oh, I liked it. Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
How was the fight? They look like old guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
it did.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson didn't, to me, look like he was old, but Roy
His head
Jones
movement was good.
did look old.
Yeah,
so,
Jones
but Jones
looked
still
older.
had his like movement, and you could tell he went into the fight like, I'm not getting knocked out today.
He caught him with a couple of those nice, like, dancing jabs,
Yeah.
though. for
Was it
sure.
a draw?
It was
Yeah,
a draw.
But it wasn't.
But it wasn't really a draw.
Tyson
I
won.
think Tyson won.
Yeah, for sure, Tyson.
Yeah, I think Tyson won.
Because Jones. I mean, he was
Jones
playing
kept tying
defense.
up every time Tyson would like have some really sharp head movement and get off like 1 or 2 shots, and then Jones immediately was just grabbing him, wrapping him up.
Have you guys seen
Over
the
and over
meme with Evander with the mask that's half on?
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Mike Tyson.
Evander called him out too after
Oh,
that.
yeah?
Yeah, Evander said, "Let's do it again." Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think
it'll
Tyson wants any
happen,
part of
but
that.
no, he don't want
But
that.
Jones
smoke.
backed out the first time.
At the end of the go ahead.
Evander backed out. Originally, it was supposed to be him and Tyson.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well, now he's saying he wants it.
Now he wants it.
Yeah,
huh?
now he's saying he
Roy
wants
got
it.
3 million. Tyson got 10 from there, right?
Yeah, but
Did they
he
get it or
donated
did they
all of it.
donate?
He
Yeah,
donated.
donate.
Well, I read it. It said the proceeds were donated.
Yeah.
But like the proceeds of what?
They got
Did he get
some
his 10
money.
million and then
You know they
was
got some
donated?
money.
Maybe portions of the proceeds.
Just
Something?
You know they made more than that, like in pay-per-view buys.
Probably just pay-per-view.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Dude, did
Anyway.
you see? Speaking of that, so Jake or was it Logan Paul or Jake Paul?
Jake Paul.
It was Jake Paul. Jake Paul and Nate Robinson.
Nate Robinson. I've never seen
God.
that. I thought
Got
Nate
knocked
was
out.
dead.
They got
He
paid.
knocked out Nate Robinson like cold.
They got paid $600 each.
What?
That was their official fee. Now, what they made off of like pay-per-view shares and everything else, but they actually got like their official fighting purse was $600.
Didn't he call out some MMA fighter?
He called out Conor McGregor and
Conor
Dylan
McGregor.
Dennis.
He said his dream was to beat Conor McGregor, right?
I'd like to
Actually,
see
he
the
said-
Conor McGregor. I don't know what Dylan Dennis has for hands.
I bet you Dylan Dennis would still beat his.
I think that's
still beat him.
that's
Though.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in.
Was he calling
he's-
him out for boxing or is he calling him out? Oh, boxing.
Yeah, for boxing. But he said he's gonna, quote unquote, something like he's gonna train his ass off to fight and beat Conor McGregor or something like
He needs to
that.
slow down. That's
Oh
what
man,
he
he's
needs to
looking
do.
for a
man.
payday on that.
Everybody wants Conor McGregor, man. You make the most money of your career.
Yeah,
And
you know.
then you're done. It doesn't matter the result either.
I've been calling him out for a jiu-jitsu match for 6 months now.
You don't want that smoke. Don't want that
Hell
smoke.
yes. I'll take Conor McGregor on a jiu-jitsu match. That'd be nice. Like put it all on pay-per-view and stuff. Have the moment of your life.
I heard he's pretty good.
Oh no, I'm not saying I'll beat him. It's just that's a safe
Just
match.
get
Like,
your
all I gotta
name
do is
out there,
tap.
man, dude.
Tony Neal, I'll fight him.
Dude,
Any
just-
style, man.
just-
But what we do need to do is pump this match because I think you beat him easy.
Yeah, let's trash talk even it, you know? I'll do this.
Yeah, like it's like what he said to the other version when he said it to Mayweather, where he's like, "Oh yeah, let's just play by these fake rules that are designed to protect you." You know.
Proper number 12 sucks.
Oh, we got a big enough
We're
fan
gonna
base.
get
it's
this
gonna
out.
get
We're gonna
there.
get the we're gonna get.
Yeah, I know. You'll have like 500 Dubois Jiu-Jitsu fans.
Lay, as soon as we hit cut, just
And
go ahead and send this
20
over to
million
Conor McGregor,
Ireland.
You know?
The nation of Ireland. We'll still be louder.
You guys met Dennis?
Huh?
Yeah,
Dennis?
yeah.
Good morning.
We got a new dentist.
Dennis.
He lived in Ireland for the last
Oh, man.
2 years. Yeah, something
Oh,
like that.
cool. Is he a McGregor? I don't know why I thought of that.
He says McGregor's not liked in Ireland.
Oh, really?
Says like he's a little bit too boastful and like
Not their style.
That's not how they're. I don't know. supposed to be.
He's Hollywood Irish
Oh,
now.
we're talking about Dennis. Is he a nice guy?
Yeah, he's a nice guy. He's a good guy. He's
Brand new or like trained for a while?
no, he's
blue belt. Just got his blue belt.
Oh, cool.
He's pretty good. I like him. You know, he was a coach for rugby in
Oh
Ireland.
man. Well, that means he played. I'm assuming as well.
You know, he's about our size. He's not real big.
Who's R?
I know.
Hey,
We're all
Everyone.
Jesus
Say, wait a minute. Our size. Hold on. Wait a minute.
under the 185.
What weight are you sitting at right now, Tweet?
150, 155.
I know, man. It looks like you got back in shape after COVID.
It's that fucking purple belt, man.
You get beat up enough, you just don't gain no weight. I kind of
I don't
want
know.
to. I'm thinking if I gain a little bit more weight, I might get better. If I can get to like 160, 165, just stay there. A little bit more weight for them to push around. You know what I mean? But I like the way I'm moving at 150.
Yeah, then you'll be slow and you can't stop anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So, like, what you're saying is next tournament that you do, you're gonna do at 168. Is that what you're saying?
I think it's too high for me. 168.
Yeah.
Because at 168, people are way taller than me.
Yeah.
They just look more athletically, you know.
My first tournament, I looked at the guy I went against. And I was like, how in the there's no way we were like the same weight. The guy was so big.
Has anyone ever felt like they were the big guy though? Like, why is that? Why not go to the tournament and be like, man, I was so much bigger than everybody else in my bracket?
That's
It never happens
I
though.
never felt that way.
Unless
ever.
you're that guy.
You see these guys and they're like, holy.
Yeah.
Do you wonder if you're that guy in that guy's worldview?
Yeah.
Did you see that guy Dre? He
Nah.
was so big.
I don't. I know I don't.
But
Damn
what
sure
do they
don't.
say? He had a mustache and a rat tail?
I had a rat tail.
What was I supposed to do?
Man.
I feel like every weight class I've been at, I felt that way. Like, how was that guy my same weight? He was so strong.
Yeah, I feel.
It's like I always feel the same way about it. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I go in expecting to be stronger though. Like, if all else fails, I'll just
muscle my way through this one.
No, but I always feel like that. I'm like, that guy was 2 times as strong as I was. I'm glad to make it out alive.
Dude, I feel like, well, I roll with you all the time, and you're the same weight class that I'm in. And I feel like, shit, like your strength compared to my strength, I should not be in my weight class, apparently. You know what I mean?
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
I still take it, though. I mean, it's not like I feel like I'm overmatched that much, you know what I mean? But
I don't
still
feel like you're overmatched at all. 'Cause
No.
I'm like, I remember our roll today was quite the energetic session
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
no results.
Absolutely. But it's just it is like you're saying though, even like going to Masters Worlds and seeing other guys that are like twice my size, it seems like, but in the same weight division, and you're just like, what the fuck is going on here?
It is
You know
weird.
what I mean?
I wonder if it's like a density thing, like certain people are more. No, because it adds weight. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
it
it's-
has to be the same, right? Because it's on the day of.
Well, there's
right
different.
before you step out on that mat, so it
there's-
has to be right.
There's different body types, right? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So you get ectomorph, mesomorph, and other body types, which. Mm.
Ectomorphs.
Is that what one of them
Yeah,
is?
it's one of them.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
think I'm an
say,
ectomorph,
right.
no.
I'm pretty sure ectomorph is one of them.
Yeah, it is.
Mesomorph and
Right.
something else, right?
And mesomorph and
Yeah.
and we got look it up, body types.
I don't know. They gotta start. Like they gotta do an after 40 one with that belly that starts shaking.
I call that experience, bro. Lots of experience. That's what I call that.
That's true. And then also, like, I think it's common for tournaments is like, man, it's a different cardio. Like, it's hard for me to imagine that my opponent is ever as tired as I am at any moment in that match. You know what I mean? Like, that's a different kind of tired. And I always feel like, man, I should have done more cardio probably until this match.
Yeah, you gotta play it cool though, right?
Yeah, you try. Yeah, I try.
Especially when you got a next opponent right after that.
Well, the last tournament I did, I got through the first match barely, by the grace of God, like barely. And then as I was walking out for the second one, my entire focus was for him not to see that my legs were buckling. And I am not making that up. Like, I literally was like, I don't know if I can walk straight. Like, I was so tired. What a horrible experience that was. Starting the match like that. That's one of those ones where you're like, I'll just rely on my technique. Why are you guys all laughing?
No.
That's all I ever rely on, man. That's all I ever rely on.
Always technique.
No, I'm kidding. That was a rough one. That was a bad day. Anyway, I'm convinced nobody is as tired as I am during the matches. Because, man, it's like, it's not even 30 seconds in before it's like, this is different.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Or I've never, like, grabbed somebody and they actually moved. It's like a brick wall.
Right.
It's always like, it's a horrible feeling.
Well, it's almost impossible to like simulate the adrenaline difference, right? I mean, no matter how hard you train or whatever you do to train, there's a difference between just training with everybody we train with every day, and then you step foot on that competitive mat, and it's completely different. You cannot duplicate that feeling. You know what I mean?
Or explain it adequately.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
Like, even if I wanted to try to reach in to go to train and just reach into that same bag, you can't find it. You know what I mean?
No.
It's
What is it
non-existent.
about the tournament though that? Because it's like none of us. I think all of us are the same. Like, if you go out and you win, you're not going to be overly excited. If you go out and you lose, you're not going to be too sad either. So what is it about the tournament that brings that out?
And late. Maybe. It's that I think it's like the natural competitiveness, right?
And the unknowns, right?
Right.
Like, oh man, I've been killing it in the gym. Am I going to perform today?
Yeah.
Am I
The what
going to
if.
run out of gas? You know,
Yeah.
is this guy going to be amazing? Like,
I used to, like, at white belt, I know I used to put way too much pressure, especially in retrospect. Like, I gotta kill it. I gotta go out there and like kill it, you know? And like, you know, you quickly find out, like, yeah, you've been training for whatever the amount of time is, and so is this guy, you know? But after that, it seems strange to me now knowing that we'll go into a tournament and have it be different like that, where I don't know where it comes from. Do you think, like, we're all adults, we have like lives and like all these experiences, and knowing the fact that we're gonna be happy after the tournament no matter what, you think your stress would be lower? That's how I feel like it would be. I'll take one, even though this one's cold.
I don't even think, like, we were talking today, you know, after training, about how just the difference from understanding as you're a white belt and then you go along. You think about stuff as a white belt, you're just trying to learn everything as much as you can, even though you're not processing it the same level, right? So everything you're watching, you're trying to learn, but it's so much and you can only retain so much at a time. Now, as you go along, like now a purple belt, you know what I mean? The understanding, everything seems to slow down a little bit more. It's easier to understand positioning, or even trying to talk about it, right? Like definitions, or like vernacular, or the language that you're using, even explaining it or talking about a role is different than when you're a white belt or a blue belt, you know? And it's crazy, right? I mean, that progression, the evolution as it goes along.
Maybe that's what it is. Like what we were talking about earlier, we were saying, like, how do you judge yourself? You know, well, a tournament is a really good way to judge yourself. And I can see pressure coming from that of like, well, this is the moment I get to find out.
Don't fail, right? Don't fail.
If I'm any good at this or not, right? Against somebody else who trains every day and has been training for this exact same moment. I think that's probably where it comes from. Now that I've said it out loud, it makes sense.
But you know what? Like, even on that aspect, I kind of like the feeling of doing the Masters World Tournament better than the local tournament.
yeah.
Yeah.
Less pressure.
It seems, for me, it seems like less pressure. It's a bigger stage, but I don't feel as much pressure. And not only that, everything's more spread out. Even though there's more people, it's more spread out. So everybody's not right on top of everybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes it a little more breathable. It seems to be that, yes, it is a bigger stage, and yes, the pressure should be there. Of course, you want to do well. I mean, I've never won a match in Masters World, so I haven't done well there. But at the same time, I've been there to try. You know what I mean? And I enjoy that better than winning or placing in a local tournament. Just the feeling, to me, I like that better at that stage.
It gets crazy when you get to black belt though, and like my first match as a black belt, I went up against a guy named Rodrigo Pinero at Masters Worlds, and he had been a black belt since he was 18 years old, and he was a world champion black belt. And you know, here I was, a 31-year-old fresh black belt, or 32, something like that, you know. And G was like, "Hey, so this guy, he has really good guard passing and really good judo." I'm like, huh. So what option does that leave me? I can't pull guard and I shouldn't stand on my feet.
Wow, yeah.
And then he kind of like, now go fight.
What did you do?
I lost.
No, what did you do? Like, well, did you pull guard or did you?
I tried a couple little takedowns and then I pulled guard. And then he was in side control for about 5 minutes. But I didn't get finished, you know.
We won by
but
points.
we always could. I mean, that's.
I lost by
No, he won by
Yeah,
points.
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember my first time at Masters Worlds. I ended up getting an armbar like pretty early in the match, and
Is that the back roll?
Yeah, that was the successful back roll. There've been 2 back rolls. Let's not forget about that.
Yeah.
Were you guys remember the one where I dropped back on my head and almost kicked Tyson in the head? That one was not a successful one. I won't do that again, I don't think. But yeah, it was the back roll. But in my mind, like that was just like he happened to do something that in that moment of time, I was all over. You know, like 'cause at that moment in time, I was hitting, like I was jumping on arm bars. And then the next match, I was actually more proud of, and it was the same thing. That dude was tearing me up. But I did get submitted, and I was really proud of that because I'm like, this guy's way better than I am. You know, and I didn't think too much about the actual win, you know. So I think it's funny how we do that with jiu-jitsu, right? Like, almost like nothing's ever good enough. Oh, I got an armbar, yeah, whatever. and then we get proud of something that really is a loss, so we're acknowledging that we lost, but proud of it.
It's called compensation.
It's called we're a weird animal, man. We think different, you know? But that's probably been my favorite match out of all of them. Out of all of them, is that guy that was way better than I was, but I was able to somehow. I didn't actually make it all the way through. Now I'm thinking of it. He did triangle me, but still, I lasted. I did end up lasting way longer than I thought I should have.
Mine was that I almost had the loop choke, you know, almost finished the loop choke and did not. And then
But were you proud of it because you've been working on it?
Yeah, I mean that was the whole goal, right? Was to get there. I reached for him, but I couldn't get a firm grip to like hold him there. And he even started doing the whole. But his last ditch effort got out. You know, I was like, fuck, that was so close. Oh well. One of these days, I'll get out there and win a Masters Worlds match.
That's crazy though to think about that at the black belt level. Because like I thought, like for a blue belt, I guess any belt, any colored belt level, you actually don't know how long they've been training.
Correct.
Right? But it can. Well, I guess it could be forever, right? You don't know. But when you're like a black belt and they've been a black belt for so long, it's like you know they've been training and been training this duration of time. That's frightening to think, because what you said earlier about starting in 2006, or you said you got your blue belt in 2006.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like I think about how many more years of experience that is, and it just makes me feel a little bit better about the results that happen when we roll, right? But when you're wearing a black belt, it's like we're black belts. It doesn't quite match up that way, so that's crazy.
Well, think about it
What
too.
about us when we're all old?
Yeah.
When we get our black belt, we've been like
60s.
a black belt like for a month, and we're Masters Worlds with world champions with zero experience.
How long has it been now that DeBo's been open?
We opened in 2014 officially.
Right. What month was that?
14 or 15?
I was gonna say it's gonna be 6
I got married
years,
in 14, yeah. So
It'll be
we
6
got married.
years.
So we opened unofficially in 14, officially in 15.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's been 5 years, you know.
Yeah.
As of now, 5+ years. It'll be 6 years. That's crazy, man. I mean, so yeah, you got your blue belt in 06, and then 15 we opened. I mean, man, that's 9 years even before, you know. I mean, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of jiu-jitsu, you know.
One of the guys we roll with kind of like, I got frustrated for a second, and he was like the way, well, he's kind of like just really matter of fact. I appreciated it, but he was like, you know, like, why are you acting like that? Like, what did you think was going to happen? You know, and I was like, and then he kind of broke down the time on it, and it's like, it made total sense to me. Like, somebody's been doing this a decade longer. Especially it made sense when I think about like anything we do, like as far as a career. Like, dude, you're a baby at this, you know? So
well, yeah, how many like 15-year blue belts or purple belts do you come across? You know what I mean?
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I'm working on it.
I know, but the thing is,
But then you
like,
come
there's
across
some
like a
solid-
15-year black belt. You know what I mean?
There's, I mean, at our belt level, like that we train with, there's some really solid guys that have been training like 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And like for me, that counts for something. Like I don't think it's always about, or hardly ever about the belt that you're wearing around. You know, like those guys are good.
Yeah, you run into a blue belt juvenile somewhere, and he might beat up a black belt, you know. But the guy's been training for 15 years.
Exactly.
Well, like we were talking, like Nicky Ryan, you know what I mean? A kid like that, like being that age and the stuff that he's doing at that age already, you know what I mean? Like
that's crazy. Like that's the evolution of jiu-jitsu right there too, right? Like where it's more like, because like world class, he's training with world class people from the jump. Yeah. And then probably DNA has something to do with it, like where you're like naturally inclined to be good at things and stuff like that too. That's crazy. Could
you imagine what it'd be like to start at like 10 years old and continue with it all the way up?
Yeah, I hear this all the time though, and it's like, man, most people didn't need this when they were 10 years old.
Yeah.
People need it when they're 30 years old. People need it when they're 40 years old. Like, what else are you going to do, like, in this stage of life that you can be competitive and push yourself to a different level that you had no idea that was even possible?
Right.
Yeah. Like, rec basketball? No. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Like...
It's true though.
Like we're dorks. We think like, oh, it's cool to go brag. Like, man, well, I won the AZ state championships last month. But would you ever go and brag like, man, we were rec league champions?
Yeah.
Think about that.
I got second place in the YMCA local tournament.
Right.
3-on-3.
But for some reason, us jiu-jitsu guys think it's really like cool. Like, man, jiu-jitsu's cool. You guys should know about this.
But I do like...
And everyone else is thinking, these freaking karate idiots.
But there is some level of respect as far as just like a discipline like that. They may not know like exactly what it is or what, but any martial art, there's a level of respect of like... Because at the base level, it's like, man, if everything fell apart and we both need that bottle right there, and we have to like try and get it. You know, like there's that underlying thing about humans where like there's a respect that like this guy trains combatively often and I don't. You know, so I know the people in my career and stuff, even then where I talk about like, oh, you know, I train jiu-jitsu, I like it or whatever, you know, they really do have an interest in it. I do think there is something kind of cool about it, you know, especially like most people don't, right? Like most people don't even have the rec league, right? Most people just like go to work, do nothing else.
Right.
You know, so it's really cool even just to have a passion even. You know, I think so. Of course I would though. But at least that's the feedback I get. People get really interested
for sure.
when I talk about it. You know, more interested than I talk about anything else probably. You know, I think in it inherently, I was listening to Mike Tyson talk about like, oh, the gods of war have summoned me again. You know, but it's like, it's cool. Like he's definitely a warrior, right? Like he's lived the life of a warrior. I'm not making fun of him, but internally, I think we all like have a little bit of that, like,
right.
Yeah. I mean, it's in our DNA of whatever our ancestors did, like, you know,
and the ones who continue training, that is, right?
Well, I'm saying like, in a sense, we are warriors. We step on the mat every day and like, put it on the line to the point we could walk out of there injured.
Right.
And that's something.
Mm-hmm. And there's sometimes too, like speaking on that, where you think like every day is a normal day, right? And then sometimes you think about like, what if you go in, it's that simple, like what if I take a misstep, you know, and something happens, or your foot gets broken, or your arm, you know what I mean? And it's tough, right? Because we deal with something where things like that can happen all the time. You know, I mean, there's a number of things that can happen, but you still want to go out there and train hard, and you still want to try hard. Luckily, like, you know, especially at the Boa, we don't have like, it's not a bunch of egos. You know what I mean? Everybody's everybody is mindful about your training partners. You know what I mean? But and we don't have that big ego, you know, we don't have to check everybody's ego, you know what I mean? And there's not that feeling, you know, which is awesome.
And if there is, it's just like, man, you should know how to fight. And you could teach somebody not to have such a big ego by the way you fight them.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of the things that I've been running into a lot this week. Like, oh man, this guy goes too hard. You should go talk to him. Like, dude, why not just roll with him like he's rolling too hard with everyone else?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't talk a lot. I let jiu-jitsu do the talking, you know?
That's what I like about jiu-jitsu, though. Like, that piece right there. It's like it really kind of works its problems out.
Right.
You can't. I mean, like, it's not like, okay, we're gonna train tomorrow, right, guys? So I can't wake up in the morning and just like unilaterally decide on my own, like, all right, today's the day. You know, like it doesn't work like that. Like, there's jujitsu that you have, and that's what you have.
Yeah.
And then there's everybody else in the gym. A lot of people have more, some people have less. But like somebody who has an ego, like there's a way to get that person to kind of come to terms with how we're supposed to do it in this gym.
Yeah.
You know? But I agree with that. I remember a couple of times where it was like, oh, this like new person is rolling hard, you know, maybe hurt this person or almost hurt that person. I always thought like where if it was appropriate for that moment, like, well, I'll roll with them next. If I had something that I thought could speak to that situation.
Yeah.
Because anyway, I learned that way. And I thought it was really helpful, like for people to like keep rolling with me until I realized like, this isn't going right. And then you kind of come into line, and then I was a better person because of it. Like that ego that I had of like, well, I was an athlete, I lift weights, I'm probably going to do pretty well in here, right? That's the starting point. I didn't think I would win, but I thought it was going to be very competitive. It turns out like I'm not competitive with anybody. I'm just reckless, you know? But like after people like stepping in and just the way they rolled, I learned more out of very controlled rolls where I felt like a baby than I did from anybody who just turned it up and like went hard. Because then that taught me that I was supposed to go hard. But those baby rolls, man, I learned a lot from those. Yeah. Where it was like, I can't, what is happening? And now my arms are stuck like this and everybody sees it. You know what I mean? Like, but anyway, but I think it's all like learning too. We have a lot of new people, right? Yeah. So, you know, I think probably lessons need to be like recycled through.
I actually had a purple belt ask me the other day, like, so should I just not roll with this guy because he's crazy in white belt? Like, man, what do you think is going to happen if you ever have to use your jiu-jitsu out in the street? You're going to ask this guy to tone it down a little bit? Why not? And like embrace the fact that this guy's fighting you with his raw skill and he's trying to kick your ass. Yeah. Like, I've heard black belts yell at other people like, man, you're going too hard. You're not going to, like, Well, guess what, man? Your technique is not on my level. So I want you to work on your technique against me when my technique's far superior. No, I want you to fight me so that I can see where my technique has holes. Yeah. Not go technique for technique, because I'll tell you who's going to win. Yeah. With a lower belt, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I want you to fight me. let me see what happens. That makes a lot of sense. You know?
There's been a few, at least in my experience that I've been trained, there've been a few like white belts that came in that were like pretty strong like backgrounds in wrestling or whatever. Yeah. But at the end of the day, like I always felt like I should be able to rely on my belt. Like if that's a white belt, it's a white belt. And there should be something I can figure out. Like maybe it's not one where I'm going to be moving really fast and doing a bunch of stuff, but maybe I can get to a position and hold that mofo down there for a long period of time just to let them know there's levels to it, you know, or whatever. But yeah, it's one of those things. It's always that conundrum, you know, especially when there's like more new people or whatever. Like, you know, most people, if they're scared, don't start this stuff, right? Probably most people that come into it have a pretty decent sized ego about it, you know, and it just has to be put in check.
I've always. Oh, sorry.
I was just saying it has to be put in check, and sometimes daily.
Yeah, I've always been a firm believer. One of the phrases that stuck with me since I was a kid was "Speak softly and carry a big stick." Yeah. You know what I mean? You don't have to say much. You know, you don't have to show much, but when you have to show it, it's there. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I've always believed that. That's one of the things. Like, especially with sports and stuff, you know, like I'm playing sports as a kid, coming all the way up to where I didn't do anything up until I found jiu-jitsu again, which re-sparked that whole fire, that athletic or that competitive fire in me. But it was always something that, especially like for me, baseball was probably my standout sport. And when you know you're better, or you think you're better, or you are, you know, stats say it or the performance says it, you don't have to like flaunt it. You know what I mean? You don't have to talk about it. You don't have to brag about it. You just show it. And that's how I feel, especially like with the Boa, especially we have coming from the top down. You don't have to brag about it. You don't have to like say a bunch about it. You just show it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, except screw Conor McGregor.
Yeah. That's the fight. That's the fight to me. Book it.
That would be so cool.
Right.
There's no way Conor McGregor would want any of those.
Nah, you don't want that smoke. You don't want that smoke.
He wouldn't do it.
I see a recurring
headlines
theme
tomorrow.
coming on. We're just gonna start. Yeah, we're just gonna. Every episode, we're just gonna start throwing it out there, and we're gonna build this shit.
Yeah.
That's
77 episodes straight. Still no answer.
Yeah, right. We'll just.
Scared.
I'm gonna start every episode in the taglines. I'm just gonna start adding Conor McGregor, no matter what. So people start typing Conor McGregor, this shit comes up.
You guys fire off at Conor McGregor. I challenge Jake Paul to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. Now we're getting real.
Anywhere, anyhow.
Now we're getting real. You know what? There's some of these guys though that like celebrities and stuff that you see that train, and you know they get like a purple belt or they get, you know, whatever belt it might be, and I wonder. I'm like, is it, like what does it feel like? You know what I mean? There are definitely some times I wonder, like, what does that guy?
What they really have or whatever.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, you think you'd take Ashton Kutcher?
Oh fuck yeah! I will. You know what?
Ashton Kutcher's
We'll be
legit, bro. He's
no,
legit,
that's all right. We'll be one of the undercard matches.
Oh, okay.
You take Conor, I got Ashton Kutcher.
You just called out a brown belt.
I don't give a fuck. You know what? You know what? I'll even say this right now. I used to like Mila Kunis.
Bieber's in blue belt. Oh,
No, I heard he's a purple belt. I heard he's a purple belt. I heard he's a purple belt.
Bieber's a purple
I heard
belt?
he's a purple belt. No.
Dude, what's Bieber, like 22 years old?
No, he's older than that.
How
now.
old is he?
I don't know.
He's probably like 30 now.
He's got to be. He's got to be in his
Is he that
30s.
old?
I think so. I don't know.
I don't know, but think about that. Think about it. Like, okay, so if he's a purple belt, right? He's a purple belt at 30, having all the time he wants to train, versus like 40
Yeah.
and all these responsibilities.
Hey, you know what? Listen to me. Ashton Kutcher, I fucking got your number, man. I used to think Mila Kunis was hot until you fucking trashed her out. I got your number. Let's do it. Do it.
Dude, that's probably going to get set up quick.
I'm gonna have to watch this.
I ain't scared.
I always wondered, I do actually wonder, but it's like that playful wonder. Like, I don't want to necessarily think like they're just getting it for no reason. Like, what's that guy's name? Lead singer at Tool, man. I don't know why I'm forgetting his name.
Oh, Maynard.
Maynard,
Yeah.
He's a purple belt.
Yeah,
And
I wonder.
saw-
I'd love to roll with Maynard.
Yeah,
Just to
and
see.
but I was like, when I heard it, I was like, oh, kind of thinking like, man, can't be that real. But then I saw him like training, and he looked legit. Like,
A lot of them do like strictly private lessons.
yeah.
You
He
know,
also-
which
he-
is good and bad at the same time, you know.
He does like Muay Thai training, and he does other martial arts as well. But yeah, I've wondered about that. Even somebody like that, you know. What I
Yeah,
mean?
if you look at his stuff, I was like, man, he looks like all his movement looked good, and like you can tell he wrestled too.
You see that
So if
there's
he's
like
combining
that.
like good wrestling with jiu-jitsu. But anybody who trains, I would love to like train against them. I
Right.
do have that feeling for sure. Like I don't jump out thinking like, oh, I could smash this dude or that dude. Mainly because every time I thought that, it kind of was more difficult than I thought it was.
Have you seen that clip of like when Maynard, he's in one of his concerts and the guy gets on stage and he does like the hip toss and then he mounts him and he's still singing the song while he's like mounted the dude.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a day right
He does like the hip toss and he mounts and then he's like still doing the song while he's on the, you know what I'm like?
That's a day right
That's
there.
legit right there. That's legit. Yeah. That's cool, man.
But yeah, I would want to train against anybody that's like a celebrity that trains. Like anybody we
Just
know.
to see, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to see.
Well, I know some guys like in Boa do privates, and like I don't really feel
Like you're one of those guys, right? You know?
No, but I mean
I know
like
some guys.
that like mainly do privates. I'm saying.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And then when they come into class, like I don't. It's not like I notice like a ton of difference. Like whatever belt level they are.
Note
Like,
to self, Dre Day thinks my private lessons suck.
What's that? No, I'm saying, but like
He's
there's
calling
this
him
like
out.
stigma.
He's calling out all your private
There's like
lessons.
this stigma of like, oh,
Bring
he's
it.
doing
I think he
private
just called
lessons.
out. Did you just call out Tom?
Undercard fight, Tom Klitsky.
Dude.
Okay.
Dre Day.
That's actually who I was thinking about. But
I like Tom.
Tom, when he rolls in a regular class, like it's not like he's
I like
legit.
Tom.
Like every part about him is legitimate.
Oh,
Like his game is legit.
Yeah, Tom's cool.
So like if I still don't say I know a celebrity has done all privates, like that's could mean something. Then again, it couldn't mean a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
I think if mat time doesn't lie, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like timing is such a huge like aspect where people will lose their timing. Like if you don't have black belt timing, you can't roll with a black belt.
Right.
You know, like you could be a black belt in skill and not have black belt timing and get the mass mopped, you know?
Right.
So
Yeah, well, and that's probably a good point too, because like, you know, like with Tom, for instance, I know people are brought in to roll with him to keep his timing, or he'll stay after to keep that timing. So that's a good point. That's the other thing, like we were talking about with the police officers too. Like a lot of times, like what sounds ridiculous to me, it may not be a popular thing to say, but it's like this like weekend training course on how to defend
terrible.
yourself.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
I did the ground survival skills for the City of Surprise this year. And yeah, it's good stuff, you know, but like these guys did this one day out of 365 and they won't do it again for another 4 years. Like, how are they supposed to recall on that little bit of information that they learned on that single day? It's not going to happen.
Think
Like,
about all the second nature stuff when you train every day that you do that like you don't even think about as a thing.
right.
You know, like anytime that I'm actually in a role thinking about the moment in time that I'm supposed to be doing something, I am losing because it's gotten to the point that I'm now thinking, you know? So I don't know. I think this is where our society is set up though. Like, oh, here's the quick fix.
Right. Where's the easy button at?
Yeah. Especially like the women's self-defense course, like 3 days and you're going to be able to like escape your attacker. Like, I don't know if that's the case really. Cause I know like 3 days at Boa, I would learn nothing except that I was not as tough as I thought I was.
This guy's bagging on me all day.
I didn't mean it like that, but it's like
For who you are?
Uh-huh.
Is that for who you are?
I
You
meant,
know, it's
like,
not bad, but for who you are.
Yeah, out of 3 days of training, other than these guys that train more than me can kick my butt every single time I step on this mat.
Yeah.
That's all I learned in those 3 days. Over the course of like a year, there was something learned, and then in 2 years, there was more, you know.
And then they're working on a technique. So when you learn a technique, it doesn't mean you can apply that technique in an actual live situation.
No.
So these guys are learning techniques, and it's like, well, they didn't grab me like that. You need to grab, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
if you're not putting yourself in the fire on an everyday basis, I think that's where self-defense jiu-jitsu is kind of a thing of the past. You know, as an art, it's self-defense, but I'm not going to teach a self-defense course because you need to know everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and that goes back to like you're saying in the middle of a fight, are you going to tell a guy, like, hold on, wait a minute, I'm not used to this position.
Right.
You know what I mean? No, you're not. You're just,
Yeah.
you're going to be, whatever happens, happens, you know?
Yeah. There should be a push for like, you know, anyone who's in any kind of role similar to like a police officer, like you should have to train what I think is well settled as one of the best arts of self-defense and control.
How many police officers do we have that train out of Boa?
I don't know. I'd guess 10 to 20.
Yeah. And they're all, I mean, they're
that many?
Yeah.
they're solid. They're solid as far as training partners, and I mean even getting to know them. You know, which it's.
I think one of the other aspects that's underlooked is these guys have to hold a public persona, like wherever they go. They're a police officer. When they walk through the doors and they go on the mats, man, they're just a freaking dude.
Yeah.
And I think that they at first resist it and then fall in love with the fact that they're a dude.
Yeah.
You know, like when they first come in, they're like, well, you know, I need to hold on to this and I need to make sure that I don't get tapped by this guy. And now, pretty soon, man, that dude that just smoked a blunt right before class is going to be your homie.
Guilty as charged.
It's so true.
It's all good now, though.
Yeah. Don't look at me.
Pass the bill.
Well, what level of jiu-jitsu does a person that regularly trains need to do that job? Like for huge benefits. I don't think a very high level of skill, like what, a blue belt maybe, like a blue belt for somebody who never trains, like on the street, that's pretty solid. I think it's a small price to pay for a degree of safety, you know, that can protect a lot of people, not just yourself, but like bystanders or other officers.
Well, then in your profession, right? I mean, like, you think you're gonna go being a lawyer? You think you're ever really gonna need your jiu-jitsu skills on the daily?
I'm pretty convinced at this stage of my life that for me, I'm never going to need it for anything else other than hang out with my friends.
Right. Other than when we choke each other out.
Yeah,
right.
I'm pretty convinced, but I mean, if you're in a job like that, you're going to eventually.
But how many of them are going to stick with it? Like, are we going to
Most.
be understaffed? You know, because they say jiu-jitsu's for everyone, but that's a downright lie.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu's for the people that can get beat up and then come back and
Right.
want to get beat up again. And then they're going to get hurt and they're going to have to go get beat up while they're hurt. Like the good and the bad, like, is our retention has gotten so much better in jiu-jitsu, where people used to start jiu-jitsu and 90% of them would quit. Now we kind of hold their hands a little bit and we walk along the line a little bit and help them out. But then people start thinking jiu-jitsu should be easy. Well, I didn't train this week because my finger was hurt. Because what?
Yeah, I know.
You know, like, you're never going to train jiu-jitsu if your finger hurts and you stop training jiu-jitsu. Like, so it's such a line to walk, where it's like we can't have the pussification go too far, but still keep everyone engaged and wanting to come back and train. It's been one of my challenges as a school owner. Like,
I like how we switched it though. I'm part of the crew that came in and was just like put in with all the lions in the den. And at the time, I know we had some lions that were like, I don't care about what your belt color looks like.
Don't tap the pressure, bro.
Don't tap the
you saw me, bro. I didn't go hard.
I didn't go hard, bro.
But that little bit of hand holding in the beginning, I think is helpful to an extent to like give someone like, it'll get them over that hump of like, cause it's in the very beginning of everything, like at first it didn't seem like too impossible. I was like, oh, in a couple of weeks, I'm sure I'll give them something to think about, right? You have that stuff going on. But after that couple of weeks went by, I was pretty certain of like, oh, this almost seems hopeless. I could see why somebody would be like, yeah, I don't want to do this. But with the way it's set up now, where there's like levels of classes and people are kind of stopped from things they think they're even capable of too, right? I think it does help with it's going to help with that. It has to, right? Because you're going to have more success with your peers as they're learning stuff, you're learning stuff, than you ever are going to have with an upper belt, depending on how they choose to be training in that moment. You know, I don't think, anyway, I think it's helpful that way, where it's like, at least my understanding is like back before, it was probably just more like the lions just eat when they want to. Of course, people aren't going to be into that. You know what I mean? Like, imagine like if Jiva came in and we were all like, he just went balls to the wall.
Yeah.
Like,
My first day, they gave him MMA gloves to me. And they said, all right, fight this guy. And this guy dropped elbows on my face. I left with 2 cut black eyes underneath.
God.
That was my first day of jiu-jitsu.
So how did you come? How soon was it until you went back?
Right away.
Right away.
Man, like,
But that's
because,
crazy.
you know, I grew up in a small town. I had a couple street fights. I thought I was a badass, like a little bit more than I should have been, right? Because I didn't have a clue how to fight. I thought I did. You could beat up somebody that doesn't know how to fight pretty easily.
Yeah.
You know, and so I needed that, like, and then as soon as that happened, I'm like, man, I gotta figure this out. This is crazy.
See how
I just got beat up so effortlessly, it wasn't even funny, you know?
When you said that, every one of us was like, yeah, I think that's the thing that separates jiu-jitsu people. It's like you take that sort of experience and the conclusion you come up with is, I want to figure out what they know.
Right.
That's true.
You know?
Like, I thought I know, but I didn't know, you know?
And that's what I meant earlier. Like, that's what I learned first. Like, same thing. Like, had I been in a few fights, I won some, I lost some, but I was pretty confident. Like, I didn't need jiu-jitsu to feel like I could defend myself somewhat. Turns out that I needed it more I thought I did.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's one of the things, right? You notice when new people come in, right? And you have those first few days when they start training, or they're flailing around, or that's everything is like, it's counterintuitive to jujitsu, but it's what you think you should do, right?
Yeah.
So you're doing this kind of stuff, you know, and then you stick an arm out and somebody's grabbing it and ripping it off because it's jujitsu. And then, you know, they tell you, hey, don't be sticking your arm out. Well, I don't want to get you near me. I want to keep you away from me, you know, but it's some of, especially like as you get into it, it's counterintuitive to what you think, just not having any experience, what you think you should do. And then when you get into somebody or with somebody that knows it, it's, you know, it's a totally different ballgame. You know what I mean?
I like to roll with the new guys that come in the gym. I do, because it's like for me, I feel like it's my chance to like pay something forward. You know, I'm really big about that in life. Like if somebody's giving me something, it's my obligation to give that back to somebody else.
Dude, we got a lot given to us when we came in. We got a lot
when I say
given to
like
us.
pay it forward, I mean like
But we have not been able to pay it forward
Yeah.
to the same extent that
But
we
what
got
I
to
mean
give
by
it.
that is like not when I roll with somebody, I want to like be talking to them. I want to have like the appropriate level of confidence from where I'm at, so that at no point in time like they understand like this is something different. You know, like yeah, I'm completely safe on this mat with you right now. But then it like that to me was the biggest lesson that I learned early on. And it's like, I look at it, there's a few parts in my life where I can say it's like, when I finally got to start teaching attorneys how to do trials, like I was really honored to do that, because like, man, all these people that taught me, now I'm standing here, you know. And this is one of those events too, where like with jiu-jitsu, it's like, I can actually like impact this person's experience on this mat. And like, I don't want to impact it where like they're hurt or they're super extra sore or like they feel like they can't do it, but do it in a way where like they feel like I'll oftentimes say at the end of it, man, the only difference is I've been training 5 years, you know? And the way that role went in the beginning is like they could believe it because there was nothing else attached to it other than like talking, showing, but complete control or whatever. But I think that probably is what was not in the past. I'm imagining, like when I think about the Gracies and the way they talk about things, I'm imagining that was not there, you know, or it was like literally like iron sharpens iron every day.
Well, could you imagine if we had like dojo storms? You know what I mean? Like, what if like every week somebody was trying to storm our dojo? You know?
I think they would be. I don't think you can do that anymore.
I don't think it lasts that long.
Well, I shouldn't say you can do that anymore. I feel like our gym would be safe from it.
Yeah, I don't think it would last that long.
But we can put that out there, right? Let's see what happens. Professor. No, but I mean, like jiu-jitsu.
Here we go. The degenerates, the deplorables. Look at what we
But
do.
yeah, like, this is why I say it. This is why I say it. I used to travel a lot for work, so I would always go into a gym and like got to see like different snapshots of, I don't know, it's not that many places now. Let's say maybe I've trained at 30 different gyms or whatever, and like I felt like I knew, that's what let me know that I was getting like 100% solid instruction, because like I won't name names, but it was like gyms you've never heard of, and then gyms like have name recognition.
Like what gym had name recognition?
I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say. But like in that gym that had name recognition as a white belt, I was asked to come into the blue belt class because they were training for Worlds. You know, and it wasn't that the fact that I went in there and like, oh, DeBoa and destroyed everybody, but like that let me know, like something like that let me know, like this is legitimate stuff I'm learning.
It reinforced at like your level at that point of your training that you belonged where you were. You know what I mean?
A celebrity status person thought that I would be a good partner for somebody that was training for Worlds, which is not my age group either. So like that let me know. But I mean, that's why I know DeBoa's solid, you know, like anyway, I don't think there's like a bunch of gym storming that can happen with legitimate gyms. Like there's going to be people you could beat up, and there's going to be people you can't.
Yeah, like I know like Professor could probably beat Conor McGregor pretty easily. So
Like
I'm just
if
saying.
anybody's gonna storm,
I mean, I'm just saying.
imagine,
I'm just gonna throw that out there right now. Like,
imagine Conor McGregor storming the
Comes in,
gym.
I'm like,
dude,
oh,
SBG,
shit.
what's up? Connor, you got the money to come out to Surprise, Arizona?
Don't be scared, homie.
Don't be scared, homie. You
don't
hear
want
it?
none of that.
Hashtag don't be scared, homie.
He doesn't want cameras on that match.
No, we keep
We
it
saw
dark.
what happened with Nate
That's a
Diaz.
dark match right there, man. That's a dark match.
That was funny.
Dude, that'd be great, though, man. That'd be great.
Yeah, we're gonna get, so like next week we're gonna get Bieber that storms the gym, Ashton Kutcher that storms the gym, Maynard's gonna roll out.
Dude, let's do it. Hey, Maynard's close, too.
Yeah,
He's
that's
not
right.
far. He's
It's,
not far. He's just right down the
Jerome,
road.
huh?
Yeah, he's right down the road.
No, I'm gonna storm the winery, man. In Key.
And I thought about that just showing up.
Oh, no.
Hey. Hey, motherfucker.
I've heard of stories of like him being in his winery
Yeah.
too. Like
Yeah,
it's
he'll
not
hang out
uncommon.
there and stuff, too.
Yeah. That'd be funny. Yeah, we got.
Where's this winery at?
It's in Jerome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
that'd be-
Yeah, and they actually have in Scottsdale, too, they have a spot as well, but Jerome is where the main one is. The
Where the vineyard
winery
is,
and his vineyard's up there in Jerome as well.
So let's make sure we're clear for the cameras. Maynard storms Jiu-Jitsu. I got him.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. Who gets Bieber?
I got Bieber.
Oh,
I got Bieber all
Be
day.
nasty gets Bieber.
I got Kutcher. I'm telling you right now, bring
Who you
it.
got, Twee?
I get to watch.
No, you gotta call.
No, we'll find somebody.
out.
We'll
Call
find somebody.
out.
Fucking Nora from Queens. What's her
Keanu. Keanu
name?
You know what? I'll
Yeah,
take
Keanu. Keanu trains, right?
Yeah, I'll take
Oh,
Keanu.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a blue belt.
Actually, is he a blue
Yeah,
belt?
Under Machado. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Dang. I always think it's crazy, like when somebody actually trains. I don't know why. I get like,
Call it like Joey Diaz. There you go.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about those DVDs after you watch it? They send you a blue belt.
I don't know much about that.
I trained at a gym that was like that.
You watch the DVDs? And
Yeah, I
they send you a
trained
blue
at
belt?
a gym that was, they were basically under instructionals, and the way they got their belts is they had to send in video, and somebody looked at it and then made the choice. And I don't know if this is like this for everywhere, but I know I had this distinct experience. Like I was a blue belt at the time,
Mhm.
and there were things that I did that they literally knew nothing about. But that's because in their like they kind of showed me, like told me about the program. They are not exposed to it.
Did they roll with you?
Okay, so everybody, we did roll as a class. We did roll,
Uh-huh.
and all the guys who were in the class did. What did stand out to me is the purple belt instructors did not roll with me, and there were two of them.
I actually was traveling and found a gym, like the only gym around, and they said, no, we're not really that kind of gym, so it's not cool if you come by.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. They were, man, I'm not saying the name so I don't feel bad, but the instructor actually came up to me my last day there and asked me what I thought, because they had no way of really knowing if the instruction they were giving was good. And this is my distinct, what I really believe, like, which for me is like the story of jiu-jitsu, really just like for everybody, wherever they're at, if you can get jiu-jitsu, good. But one thing that stuck out to me about them is they did do, like when I got in positions, the way they escaped those positions was the same for everybody. Like the instructionals that they got, and then they did roll with each other. So it was like, you know, I thought like, man, I could probably learn what they have. If I trained here, I could take that and put it into my game for sure. But as far as like being a blue belt with the rest of the blue belts, like I wouldn't say they weren't blue belts. I think if they need more exposure to stuff that wasn't at their blue belt level, at least that stage, that's where that gym was. Like they had no exposure, so I was like doing stuff that they just, like the grips and stuff, they were clueless. Like I could tell they didn't even know to break a grip. You know what I mean? Like if I got a grip, it was there the whole time, and the sweeps, they got swept. But I did, when I got in power positions, their escapes were pretty solid. Like it seemed like they knew what they were doing in that moment. I don't know what that means. But no, I did notice the instructors didn't roll, and I think it was intentional that they didn't. I think if they had an opportunity to have a visitor come in, I think they seemed like it was a wrestling type state with that sort of mentality, that attitude. In fact, that day they were teaching takedowns, and you guys know how phenomenal my takedowns are, especially at blue belt, right? So I know they kind of were like, okay, guy, you know, and I think their opinion definitely changed once we started rolling. But anyway, if there were no other options, I'd at least train that way if I had to.
Blue belt from just watching DVDs.
I know.
Mail it in, man. Mail it in.
But if you roll with other people, I don't know. It's at least something.
Yeah, it's definitely something.
Like there's like small places that don't have other options. It's at least something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, other than like guesswork and reading a book or YouTubing.
You know what? Matter of fact, Ryan Gurley was the one who said he had some DVDs. I think you can watch them. They send you a blue belt.
Who did?
Ryan.
Nice. Nice.
It's a DVD.
It's kind of funny to think like that
One
could
blue
happen
belt.
with
Blue belts.
with the way we've earned our blue belts. Like,
Well, we got beat up to get our blue belts, though, man.
You know,
Some people twice, huh, B?
yeah.
I know. That
You
was
know
the
what I was
thing.
wondering is, has white belt injuries gone down since you separated the classes?
I think they're still fairly
Still
common.
fairly common?
Yeah, I don't think people's bodies are used to getting human pretzelized.
Yeah.
Because I remember all four of us had rib injuries. Like, I just thought that was commonplace
Yeah.
for white girls.
I think if I would have got some of my injuries that I have now, like within the first 2 weeks, I would have quit.
Oh, I know.
I
for
just
a
quit.
fact.
This ain't for me.
I know for a fact. Certain
Didn't
things
you
that-
break your hand or
I
something?
broke my finger. Remember, like my finger shot this direction.
I thought Dre broke his hand or
I
something.
had a broken hand that was delaying me from starting.
Oh.
Yeah, but after I trained long enough, there were some things like I broke my nose, dislocated a toe, lots of rib injuries. But like, if I would have broke my nose the first 2 weeks, there's no way I would have come back. I think that.
Yeah, some of those injuries.
I think that. But at the time when I broke my nose, there was no way I was going to stop training. And that sounds ridiculous to me now, having done it for a long time, because every time my nose got touched, nothing bad had to happen. Every time it touched, it was excruciating pain, and I trained through that.
You know, I remember when your nose was like that, and I came through, and I was going down, and you did this.
Yeah, I learned how to defend that.
I was wondering what you were doing. You were like this. And I was like, man, he's wasting both his hands doing this.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, because a lot of people have said it, but a few stick out. Yeah, I think like you can learn a lot from rolling when you have injuries.
Yeah.
and like you'll learn
You'll get
things
better.
about your game, or you get better in certain areas. So I always try and embrace that, like wherever possible. Except the nose, man, it hits everything. It hits everything. But I did train through it, and it worked out fine, and it probably was good. But I just protected it at all costs because it hurt so bad when someone touched it, you know. But yeah, I was defending that like crazy. I remember the first time I was like, "It's not that bad. I think I could do this." I just tried to train like regular, tried to like pressure pass. There was none of that anymore.
You know, I remember my first rib injury too. You know, and I'd come back into the gym and I'd watch, and then I asked Professor, I was like, you know, how long do I have to wait? You know, this thing kind of. Professor looked at me and goes, I don't know, I never stopped.
I never
Never stopped. Damn it, I'll be back tomorrow.
Think about it this way though, like what of those injuries that we did sit out for will we still sit out for now? Like I think we experience the pain differently now too.
You know, I roll with a lot of white belts. You know, the new ones that come in. I mean, the same topic. I enjoy it because you see these guys. They're not real big guys. We're talking maybe like 180, 180 to 200 pounds. And afterwards, they just kind of look and kind of figure what just happened. You know, this guy's so little. What just happened?
Yeah.
So you know, I enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. But man, some of those injuries, man.
Well, being that welcoming face too is like a good feeling too. Like, I think it sets the stage for everything. Like that level of trust. Like, you know, the reason I like DeBoa the most is like I can go roll with anybody in there, including all the people that can beat me up every single time. I can trust they won't hurt me.
Yeah.
You know, so like you can establish that piece too in that role. There's some a green chili situation going on.
Yeah, I feel about like 3 pounds lighter, you know what I mean? Sorry about
It's a
that.
good time.
We're almost at 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang.
That's a long one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of us, there's some more break, man. It's
Yeah,
okay.
all right, well. Hey,
It was good to have everybody.
yeah, everybody, thanks for making it. Professor, good to see you.
Thank you for tricking Professor to jump on.
Right?
No, I asked Professor.
I'm no longer a tomato can virgin.
Yeah. If you want, you can plug it. If not, I understand.
We'll get your message to Connor.
Right. Yeah, Conor McGregor, Ashton Kutcher.
I say we make a complete commitment to that.
Yeah.
Like we will talk about.
Okay,
Let's rephrase here. Who we got? We got Conor McGregor,
Ashton Kutcher,
Bieber.
and I want to train with Maynard.
Yeah.
I didn't challenge Maynard. I just want to train with him.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm definitely challenging for a lot of money.
Yeah, right.
I'm a
For
fan
as
of
much
Keanu
money
Reeves
as they
too,
will
man.
bring.
Oh yeah, I forgot Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Keanu Reeves.
Tweet's got Keanu
Just
Reeves.
you know, just the quality of a person.
Keanu.
You know, I mean, I
Keanu.
don't know, man. I like him.
You just say the new Bill and Ted sucks, and we got it.
Hey, did anybody see that?
I haven't yet.
Oh, it
It's
looked
good,
bad.
No, but Tweet said it sucked, Keanu.
Alright.
So, well, shit, guys. All right, good. This is fun, man.
Alright.
Good to talk to everybody. All right, tomato cans. We out. Peace.